I think that a lot of our clients, anyway, assume that if they have a professional firm handling their data, they're safe. And that's an example of how that's not always the case. So anything from, I know you have something.
I've seen thousands of clients over the last 10 years, so I've seen everything 100 times over. The good news is it's all insurable if you buy enough limit. I mean, that's sort of the issue. This is a very, very expensive scenario. And she's right. It doesn't really matter who the cloud is, who the provider is. Now, there are certain scenarios, little scapegoat situations, depending on if you're a BAA, if you're a business associate under HIPAA, if you work for if you're a covered entity and you have somebody that actually has a business associate agreement in place, it can transfer some of the fines and penalties and things like that over from HIPAA, which is great. That's on the health record side. The PHI side, the PII side, that's all based on state law. There's 50 laws. All the laws are slightly different. Tennessee has no encryption safeguard, so even if it's encrypted, you got to notify. In California, it's completely different than all the rest of the states and requires notification even on email addresses. Different states have different fine amounts, $250 per record. You've got to know about all this stuff. So all the costs you have in legal expenses at $500 per hour, then you have another firm that specializes in notifications that cost 50 cents each, and they have to notify on all the states and all the guidelines. You have to put together a call center, so when you send out the notifications, they have somebody actually send it to. It's $25 to $50 to set up per line, then it's $1 a minute per line and 50 cents after that. Credit monitoring, funny enough, is actually handled by Equifax, who had their own breach. But you buy you buy a silver membership at $5 a month, that's pretty expensive, especially if you're doing it for 100,000 people every month for a year. Some states are requiring it to be 2 years now, so it actually extends on beyond that. So the credit monitoring alone, depending on the people that take up this, could be just devastating. The good news is, what we're still finding is that less than 10% of people are taking the credit monitoring right now. That is a saving grace, probably because they've all been breached 12 times already. But that's why not that many people are taking it up right now. But at $5 a month per person, if you lose 100,000 people's information, everything's gone. All the money's gone just in credit monitoring alone. All these expenses just total up and rack up. Your business interruption losses, your income losses, all insurable. Reputational damage means the loss of future clients, all insurable. Public relation costs at $50,000 for a month's work, all insurable. Class action defense, all insurable. But I haven't seen any indemnities actually paid out because you can't really prove a future loss of somebody even if you have their information. So haven't seen things get past the Court of Appeals to the point to where it's actually paid out an indemnity that wasn't just agreed upon by the company to pay it into a pool fund, but it was actually demanded. Maybe it's happened, I haven't seen it personally. But it's all insurable. It's just really expensive for the insurance companies to cover all those things. And if you have that kind of data, you got to have some massive, massive limits because healthcare data is the most expensive for an insurance company to pay out for the actual losses that they incur.